guys, it's your boy Dizo, and today we're going to be doing the real review on the Adidas Next Levels. Now what's the real review? Does it mean that everybody else that's making the review fake? I'm calling them fake? No, that's not what it means. The reason why I'm calling it the real review is because I'm a real consumer. I bought these shoes with my own money. Nobody's sponsoring me, none of that. That means if I say I like the shoe, it means I really like the shoe. If I say I hate the shoe, that means I really hate the shoe. Or if I say I don't like anything about it, you best believe that's really how I feel about that specific thing about that shoe. That said, real review also covers the materials and performance review of a shoe that I'm talking about. And what better way to do my first performance review of the year but talk about the most futuristic shoe that's recently come out, or at least most futuristic looking shoe. Start things off with the traction of the shoe. Traction looks really similar with the Harden 3s, although some differences you can find on the Adidas Next Levels are certain indentations in two parts in the forefoot area, and also a cutout from the midfoot to the heel. They look like the Hardens. They also grip like the Hardens. The only difference is with the Adidas Next Levels, if there's a little bit of dust on that floor, it's not gonna grip as much. To solve that, you can either wipe it with your sweat, or if you're at 24, grab a tissue paper, put some soap on there, another tissue paper, dip it in that soap, and then rub it on the soles. That's what at least that's what I do. Learned it back from when I was in the Philippines. But on a clean court, this shoe, man, really grips the floor really good. As for the cushion of the shoe, they're calling the midsole or the midsole rubber as light strike foam. If you guys have seen my 2018 year-end review and I included this shoe, I considered it the most innovative shoe, the most fun shoe, and the number 2 on my best performers of 2018. I discussed over there about the midsole, about light strike. It basically is as smooth or very close to Boost, but the responsiveness is very close to their bounce cushion. I know the foam looks really thick. You would think it's really heavy, but it's not. Then we move up to the upper, where it's listed to be all around prime knit. Upon looking closer, although it is prime knit, it's backed up with some neoprene inside. This is actually not the first time this has happened. If you've had the NMD white mountaineering, it's basically the same as this one. It's as thick as the neoprene inside this collab, the white mountaineering NMD. I know the question remains, how does the lockdown perform and how does it support your foot without any laces? Now, although the entire upper of the shoe is made out of prime knit, the different directions of the prime knit stitching provides the lockdown and support of the shoe. What do I mean when I say that? The prime knit on the forefoot area does not stretch. What I have come to realize is that the lateral portion of the shoe, in this section, the midfoot, and the medial portion of the shoe in this section of the midfoot does not stretch one bit. But in the rectangle area where the laces should be, here all the way to the top, that is the only prime knit that extends very much. They would put that there. That way, if the shoe is very tight on you, that will be the part that will expand. Now, what I said about earlier, where the shoe is backed up with neoprene, it only covers from this section up to this section right here. The reason why they do that is so that there will be no dead spaces in that area, because in between the prime knit and the neoprene is a little bit of foam. So that secures that lockdown for that area. As for the forefoot, there is textile material underneath that's backing it. Same with the areas right here, there is textile. Same with the areas right here, there is textile all the way to the heel of the shoe. Now, a little bit higher to the heel are your Achilles pillows. Those Achilles pillows, similar to the materials found in the Crazy Light 2016 and the Harden 3s, it's got a cat's tongue. What the cat's tongue actually does is that when your socks get a little bit wet, or when that portion gets a little bit sweaty, it provides friction in that area so your foot won't easily pop out in that shoe. And I failed to mention that there is actually a heel counter, not very hard heel counter, but there is a heel counter that right here, which extends from this portion of the shoe down to this portion right here. Moving up a little bit higher in the collar area, this material stretches, but not as much, and I would understand so. That way it will also support that area. But in the front is actually very expandable. Before I failed to mention this white portion right here. It's not as soft as the light stripe, but it is softer than plastic. After playing with the shoe for a bunch of times already, I can tell you right now there are two sections of this shoe that you need to break in. One would be the collar part of the shoe. That means that when you do break that portion in, it'll be easier for you to get in the shoe. And the other part would be this foam rubber piece right here, this white portion. How do you actually know that it breaks in? You won't feel it in the first day. As you keep wearing it and wearing it, at least in my experience, I felt that the side of my foot that never gets a hot spot, gets a hot spot. And I do believe it's because of the heel counter that extends all the way to this portion right here. And I do believe it's because most heel counters do not extend up to that portion of the shoe. Most of the heel counters I've encountered only ends up in this portion right here. But for this particular shoe, it extends all the way up to here. So I'm guessing, not my shoe, but my feet needs to get used to that feeling. I know everybody's first impressions of this is that, how would it work? I will tell you right now from experience, guys, it does work. And after playing with it for more than a week now, I can tell you how simplistic this shoe looks. It delivers what it says it does. It gives you a very comfortable feeling. It actually makes you feel like the shoe is very premium. The traction of the shoe works. Cushion is very light and very effective. Support and lock down the shoe even without the laces works to perfection. And I can confidently say that Adidas has done it even without the laces. Before I failed to mention these pull tabs right here. I know we don't normally use the pull tab in all other shoes, but for this shoe specifically, that's the way how to get in your shoe, is to use the pull tabs. I'll show you right now how to put the shoe on. For those that want to know, non-cushion socks, cushion socks. How to put on the next levels. Instead of putting your shoe the normal way, like this way, have your foot enter it sideways like this. So sideways, then the normal. Use the pull tabs to put it in. Twist your foot a little bit, then there you go. Overall, I recommend the shoe as I did in my 2018 year-end review. As for fit and sizing, I've always stressed out that if it's a one-piece booty construction, always go with a snug fit than a more comfortable fit, and nowhere is that more true than with this shoe. No laces, that means you need to have a snug fit. For 2019, I'm changing my preference to my true to size as an 8.5 instead of a 9. So I went true to size with this one, which is an 8.5. Comparison to the hardened 3s, that was also an 8.5. My 2016 Crazy Light Boost, it was also an 8.5. My Crazy Explosive Low was also an 8.5. All my NMDs are 8.5. So that should provide more preference to you guys in terms of sizing. So I went with an 8.5 on this. It was really snug. On the first day, I went with no cushion socks. The days following that, wearing this, I wear cushion socks to make it even feel better. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I hope I helped you guys decide whether to get this on February when it's a general release. This shoe gets my approval, and like I said in my 2018 year-end review, if you get the chance to get this shoe, I know it's kind of expensive, but trust me, it works. It may look a little bit crazy. Believe me, you'll have fun with the shoe, man. Like, you'll be very excited to play in these and get to experience what a laceless shoe feels like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for your support, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.